The story opens not on earth, but in the gleaming halls of Olympus, where ambrosia flows like wine, and the very air shimmers with divine light. The immortals have gathered to celebrate the wedding of Peleus, greatest of mortal heroes, to silver-footed Thetis, most beautiful of the sea nymphs. Golden tables groan under celestial feasts, and the muses sing of love, triumphant over fate. Yet even in this moment of joy, the seeds of catastrophe take root. Into this divine celebration comes Eris, goddess of discord, her face twisted with spite at her exclusion from the festivities. She has nursed her anger through long ages, and now she will have her revenge upon the proud Olympians. From her robes she draws a golden apple, perfect in its beauty, its surface inscribed with words that will doom generations, for the fairest. The apple arcs through the perfumed air and rolls between three goddesses, each convinced of her own supreme beauty. Hera, queen of heaven, reaches for the prize with regal authority. Has she not ruled beside the king of the immortals? Does not all creation bow before her majesty? But Athena, grey-eyed goddess of wisdom and war, born from Zeus's very skull, contests the claim. She who guides heroes and grants victory surely surpasses mere queenly dignity. Yet Aphrodite, golden goddess of love and beauty, laughs at both their pretensions. Beauty itself stands before them. How can carved stone and cold wisdom compare to the power that brings all creation to its knees? The three goddesses turn to Zeus, expecting his judgment. But the Lord of Olympus has not ruled heaven for eons without learning wisdom. To choose between his wife, his daughter, and the goddess who holds sway over his own heart would bring civil war to the divine realm. With calculated diplomacy, he declares that such beauty can only be judged by mortal eyes, unclouded by celestial politics. On the slopes of Mount Ida, far from Troy's marble halls, the shepherd prince Paris tends his father's flocks in pastoral innocence. He has been raised in ignorance of his royal birth, for prophecy declared that Priam's son would bring destruction to his city. The old king, unable to kill his own child, had ordered the infant exposed on the mountain, but kindly shepherds found and raised him. Now grown to manhood, Paris possesses the beauty of a young deity, with eyes like dark wine and hands gentle enough to soothe the wildest beast. When Hermes descends with his divine charges, the very air around Paris shimmers with otherworldly beauty. The three goddesses stand before him in glory that should blind mortal eyes, yet each veils her full radiance lest the young shepherd be struck dead. They demand his judgment, and each offers bribes that would tempt the wisest king. Hera, in her majesty, promises dominion over all the lands of earth. Choose me, she declares, and you shall rule from the rising to the setting sun. Kings shall bow before your throne, and your empire shall span the world. Her words paint visions of golden cities and armies marching at his command. Athena, her grey eyes gleaming with otherworldly intelligence, offers wisdom beyond mortal ken and victory in every battle. Choose me, she says, and you shall surpass all men in counsel and war. Your strategies shall never fail. Your spear shall never miss its mark, and poets shall sing of your victories until the stars grow cold. But Aphrodite steps forward with a smile that makes Paris's heart race like a trapped bird. Her beauty touches something deeper, the longing that drives all living things, the sweet madness that makes life worth living. Choose me, she whispers, and I will give you the love of the most beautiful woman in all the world. Helen of Sparta surpasses all mortal women, as the sun surpasses the stars. She shall be yours, and in her arms you will know joy beyond imagining. Paris, his judgment clouded by youth and desire, awards the apple to Aphrodite. In that moment, the fate of two great cities is sealed. Hera and Athena withdraw in cold fury, their hatred for Troy now eternal and implacable. They will not forget this slight, and their revenge will be terrible. The journey to Sparta unfolds like a fever dream. Paris, now revealed as a prince of Troy, travels with rich gifts and diplomatic immunity. Menelaus, king of Sparta, receives him with all honor, due a royal guest, for the laws of hospitality are sacred among civilized men. The red-haired king shows off his palace, his treasures, and most proudly of all, his wife, Helen, whose beauty makes even hardened warriors stumble in their words. Helen, daughter of Zeus and Leda, hatched from a swan's egg, is indeed the most beautiful woman ever born. Her beauty carries something divine. When she enters a room, strong men forget their own names, and women weep with envy and despair. She has been married to Menelaus for years, has borne him a daughter, yet her beauty remains undiminished by time or motherhood. When Paris looks upon Helen, Aphrodite's promise burns in his blood like wine. The goddess whispers in his ear, clouds his judgment, and fans the flames of desire until honor and guest friendship become mere words. For her part, Helen finds herself drawn to the young prince with a fascination she cannot explain. Aphrodite works upon them both, weaving spells of love and longing that grow stronger with each stolen glance. Menelaus, trusting his guest and secure in his wife's virtue, departs for Crete to attend his grandfather's funeral, leaving Paris as protector of his household. In the darkness of night, with Aphrodite guiding their steps, Paris and Helen flee Sparta together, taking with them much of Menelaus's treasure and grinding the sacred bonds of hospitality beneath their feet. When Menelaus returns to find his home ransacked and his wife stolen, his rage shakes the very pillars of his palace. The violation cuts deeper than mere adultery. The laws of guest friendship, the foundation of civilized society, have been shattered. His brother Agamemnon, king of Mycenae and most powerful of Achaean rulers, takes up the call for vengeance. The great oath that once bound Helen's suitors now becomes a weapon of war. Years before, when every king and prince in Achaea sought her hand, wise Odysseus had suggested that all swear to defend Helen's chosen husband. Now that oath